Pour yourself a cold one and join us for a show filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming.
there.
We're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour presented by Jennings Insurance Group. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Sit back, relax. We have a great show lined up for you. We are going to be sitting down and learning about the history of Thanksgiving with our good friend, Professor Jim Paisley. He's going to be on the show. We also have a great furry friends a little bit later in the segment, which we have some kittens, Hocus and Pocus, on there. But up next, we're going to be sitting down with Becki Jennings talking about open enrollment and some Medicare benefits. All of that and more right here on Happy Hour.
At Jennings Insurance Group, we want you to have the best possible coverage and the knowledge to use it. We work with many insurance companies, but we work for our clients. Are you tired of being pushed into healthcare coverage you don't want or understand? At Jennings, we give you the right to vote. If you are looking for a consultant who will meet with you to explain your options, Jennings is the right choice. For many, healthcare coverage is one of the most important decisions. Make the right choice. Call Jennings today, 573-693-9443.
This reminder to drive safe and boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys. And remember, buckle up and phones down.
A woman that was driving the other car, she had come around the bend and was coming at me head on. I was not allowed to walk or put any weight on my foot for a year. There's a lot of things that I could not do, and that was very hard to accept. Anytime I called, he would be right there on the phone immediately. You're not a number, you're not a paycheck coming in for him. You're not just a case that he forgets.
If you've been injured in an accident and you're scared and you need help, just pick up the phone and call Price and Randall, and we'll be there for you.
Hey, it's your good buddy DJ Kyle, and I want to invite you and all of your friends out to see me out and about on the town. We do trivia nights for those of you that love trivia. Come on out and see me every Wednesday night. I'm at Alley Cats down by the Strip at 6:30, and Thursday nights I'm at the Highlander Public House in Camdenton at 6:30. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring the fun. It's a great time. We'll see you there. Welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle, and Happy Hour is brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group, and we have the pleasure of speaking with Becki Jennings here today from Jennings Insurance Group. Becki, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
It's always great having you on the
Thank
show.
you.
So I want to know, we have the open enrollment deadline and dates are kind of coming to an end here. What is it that you do for the rest of the year? Because I know this is a busy, busy time for you.
It is a busy time.
Do you just sit back and relax the rest of the year?
No,
think
not
so.
anymore. I used to. No, we actually, this is my favorite time of year because we get to see all of our clients, all of our new clients that come in who are looking to switch plans and things like that. They come and see us, and so we're making new friends, and so I love it. I thrive on it. It's long days, many hours, and but it's my favorite time of year.
It's rewarding, right?
However, it doesn't stop there. I used to say, oh, everything will slow down in January. And the last 3 years, the girls in the office are like, Becki, you gotta stop saying that. It doesn't happen anymore. So, we do a lot of things throughout the year. We actually stay very, very busy. And we keep clients come in the door for the entire year. We don't slow down. And so basically, let me tell you about an ideal client experience that we had recently happen with one of our clients. And this will just kind of give you a broad view of some of the things that we do throughout the year.
Yeah.
We had a client who was retiring, and actually they were referred in by their neighbors who were also our Medicare clients. So these folks were retiring and they were trying to figure all the things out that everybody tries to figure out as they retire. And so there's a lot of moving parts that you don't necessarily expect. And when you're getting ready to retire, like taking an income and some things like that. And so they came to our office to manage their health insurance. So that was the reason they were referred in. So they met with us and we took care of their health insurance and walked them through what to expect over the coming years and how to stage it and how to strategize with that. And then during that conversation, we began to talk a little bit about estate planning because we also do estate work in our office. And so one of the things that they were lacking, I asked them, do you have a medical directive? And they did not have a medical directive. So that's kind of was the launching pad to move into making sure their estate documents were in order. And what I mean by estate documents are things like powers of attorney, the medical directives, your will, things like that, a trust. A lot of people don't realize that trusts are not just for wealthy people. They're for people who have children. They're for people who have a home and things like that. There's lots of reasons why people get a trust.
And I've heard so many nightmares of people that don't have this in line and in order.
Yes.
And then, the family's paying extra for, just to be able to own the house or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, I've heard so many.
Right. And so the idea is to get your estate documents in order to make it easier for your loved ones. Okay, so they came in and the next time, and we managed through all their estate documents and talked to them about estate planning. They wanted to figure out how to take an income effectively and those types of things. So we worked through that, and in the course of that, they said, we don't want to have so much of our money in the market because we're concerned about what's happening in the market. Market volatility is one of the 5 risks to your retirement. And so we talked about that and we made some adjustments for them. And we just did a really good overview. So we managed their health care. We got all their estate documents in order for them. And now, mind you, we are not attorneys, so we don't give legal advice, nothing like that. But we have partnered with an attorney firm and a software company, so just to give you that explanation. And then we went into helping them figure out how to stage their finances to begin to take an income and get more of that out of the risk that they were concerned about with the market.
Yeah.
We do that. This is what we do all day, all the time. And a few months later, literally months later, we get a phone call. And this client was, the husband was driving to the university hospital. And he said, my wife's being life flighted. She's had a massive stroke. Do I have the right insurance? So we were able to help them understand the insurance and what he could expect and what he needed to communicate. And what to expect as far as how much was all this going to cost. You don't know. If somebody's being life flighted, you're thinking tens of thousands of dollars. So we worked through that. We explained that. And then he talked about wanting to make sure that he had access to the power of attorney and those types of things that he was going to need to communicate as she was incapacitated. So we managed through that. We got him everything that he needed for that. And one of the other things that we did was we repositioned some of her assets. He had the financial and medical power of attorney, so he was able to access her assets, and they were able to, as she progressed and got better, they were able to make some adjustments in their home so that when she came home with the wheelchair and things like that, they were able to go ahead and all that was already managed and taken care of. So, and she, by the way, is doing much better. She's recovering well. We're happy to report.
Great.
But I just want to say that is really the process that we help people through. So our goal really is to be proactive to inevitable situations. Now, not that that's inevitable, but other things, getting older, taking an income, those types of things are inevitable. And so we want to be proactive on those things and not reactive to what is the inevitable, right? We want to be proactive and make sure that people are sure about what the process is. We help them walk through what might happen, and then they're not just left, like a deer in the headlights trying to figure out what to do if and when something does happen.
What happens if someone has a question on just the overview of everything, just like your client here? How would they get a hold of Jennings Insurance Group?
They can call us. That's really the easiest way. They can call us at 573-693-9443. They can schedule an appointment or get somebody on the phone right then to answer a few questions. In addition to that, our Facebook page, we try to keep that really up to date. We try to put really relevant information on there. And then again, our website at JenningsInsuranceGroup.com.
That is great. Well, Becki Jennings again here on Happy Hour, again sponsored by Jennings Insurance Group. We have more Happy Hour coming up after this.
Jennings Insurance Group, your local agency, is here to help navigate your choices and remove the guesswork when it comes to health insurance and retirement solutions. You have the right to vote on your healthcare and financial future. Our licensed and trained agents are ready to talk with you today.
You've dealt with chronic knee, back, and even foot pain for years, and nothing has seemed to work. Until now. Introducing Beck Wellness Center's new specialty knee rehab program and neuropathy techniques you've probably never seen before. And they work. Board-certified in neuropathy, experience Dr. Beck's breakthrough rescue program that can eliminate problems at their source. Try it to believe it. Give us a call today. Your healthier, happier life starts with Beck Wellness Center.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Happy Hour is presented by Jennings Insurance Group. And right here to my left, we've got our good friend, Professor Jim Paisley, in the studio with us. And I tell you what, you got to get those sweatpants out, loosen up those pants, because we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving.
You bet.
Right? Now, Thanksgiving, I think, is all wrapped around the food, right?
For a lot of people, it is. You bet.
That's true.
Yep, food
but that's
family.
not where it began, though, right?
No.
So let's talk about the roots of Thanksgiving.
A little history, if you will, all right? Well, let's talk about it. We all heard about that boat, the Mayflower, and these folks came over from England. They're looking for a better world and all, and there were 102 people on the boat. And they finally made the crossing. It took them almost 2 months, if you can imagine, on this boat, so they were ready to get off. But lo and behold, when they got here, there's really nothing here. And so they stayed on the boat for almost a year in the harbor before they finally ventured ashore.
Really?
Yes. Huh. And so they venture ashore, and these folks were called the Pilgrims. Some people refer to them as the Puritans, too. Same difference. But here they are. They've come to the New World. And they decide to start establishing a village at this place called Plymouth. Now, when they finally got off the boat, and they spent a whole winter sitting in a cove, freezing to death, they finally get off the boat, and lo and behold, as they come ashore, they run into a visit from an Indian. Now, they've never seen Indians before, and they're like,
Yeah, this is new to them.
Hi, dude, yeah. Well, what amazed them is this guy is an Abenaki Indian, and he speaks English.
Okay.
And they're like, so does everybody there speak English? And no, not the case. Now, what happens is a guy kind of gives them one of these, and he walks off, and they're scratching their heads, and several days later, he returns with another Native American, a guy by the name of Squanto. Now, Squanto, this guy had been kidnapped by an English sea captain and sold into slavery. So he had been taken to England, and so he learned the English language. And now he's coming back and teaching it to some of the other Indians.
Very interesting.
But yeah, it was odd. This Squanto guy, he says, dudes, you're not going to make it if you can't get your act together here. Mm-hmm. And so Squanto and the other Indians taught the Pilgrims basically how to grow corn, to get sap from trees, how to catch fish, what things to avoid. You know, there's things out there that can eat you.
Yeah.
You know, and so lo and behold, it was the Indians who basically helped these first pilgrims and taught them how to survive in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You know, because bear in mind, these guys came from England. Not a whole lot of wilderness there. Now, basically what happened is in 1621, after the first corn harvest, which worked, you know, they're like, yay, thanks, Quanto. Well, they decided, you know, we really ought to thank the Indians. And so they decided that they would turn around and have a feast, and they invited the Indians to come eat dinner with them. That's your first Thanksgiving. Okay?
Very good.
You know, they were thanking the Indians. Now, there really isn't any record of any kind showing what exactly was on the menu.
Yeah.
There was a fellow by the name of Edward Winslow who was in the colony, and he wrote down, he said, well, the Indians showed up and they had some deer meat with them. They'd gone and shot 4 deer and brought them in. And then they turned around and said, okay, we'll do our part, the Pilgrims, and they went out and they went on a fowling mission. They shot some turkeys, and you know, they not just turkeys, but swans and geese and everything else they could find, and brought all this back for everybody to have for dinner. Now, the interesting thing is the first Thanksgiving there was absolutely no pies or cakes or anything.
What? No pumpkin pie?
None. First, they had no sugar, and they didn't have an oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those couple things that would hold you back on making some.
All the stuff that we
pie.
like, they didn't have. Yeah. So you're getting deer meat. They also had a seal. I don't know what seal tastes like, but it doesn't sound very appealing to me. But they did have lobsters. So I could go with that.
Yeah.
Right? Now, lo and behold, jumping forward, we come to the American Revolution. And it was George Washington in 1789 decided that there should be a Thanksgiving proclamation. And the reason why is he said we should all be thankful that we won the war with the British and we have our own country now. So that was basically kind of the first formal mention of Thanksgiving. Now later on, John Adams and James Madison, they both had days that they set aside, but there wasn't any set day at all. Okay. Now, in 1817, New York became the first of several states to officially have a Thanksgiving holiday. Go figure. New York, right? And the problem is that everybody still was doing it on whatever day they felt like be a good day for it today.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Today sounds like a nice day. It's Thanksgiving.
Right. Now, in 1827, along comes this little gal. Her name was Sarah Josepha Hale. They call her the grandmother of Thanksgiving. And she pushed hard to have a national Thanksgiving holiday. And she was an amazing lady. She ran her own magazine. It was called Godey's Ladies Book. She did a little bit of everything, and she was publishing editorials, and she used that as a bully pulpit to try and push for this Thanksgiving holiday. Well, she started pestering Congress, and particularly she started pestering Abraham Lincoln. So when Abraham Lincoln is president, she just keeps pestering him and pestering him and pestering him, and finally like, okay, 1863, Abraham Lincoln finally says, national holiday. We're going to have a Thanksgiving. So Abraham Lincoln is the one that declared the national holiday and the first proclamation creating Thanksgiving for us, okay? Now, what's interesting is that Lincoln scheduled the Thanksgiving to be on the final Thursday of November. And it was celebrated on that day every year until 1939. Everybody seemed good with that, you know, last Thursday. But along comes Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And Roosevelt says, you know, we're coming out of, you know, really hard times economically, and we need to do something to spur the shopping and the marketing.
Yeah.
And so he decides we're going to turn around and we're going to move the holiday back a week. And that way there's one more week of shopping before Christmas. Okay? And so everybody's like, what?
All about the money.
It's been this way since the Civil War, and now you change the date? Oh, yeah, and it was all about the money. Now, I know most of you ladies out there are looking forward to Black Friday or whatever. Oh, yeah. You know, well, you can thank Franklin Roosevelt for that. He's the one that says, okay, we ought to move it back an extra week. And it didn't fly very well. The newspapers started calling it, instead of Thanksgiving, they called it Franksgiving after Franklin Roosevelt, right? Now, it wasn't until 1941 that the president reluctantly signed a bill making Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday in November. And it was mainly because everybody was mad at him for changing it to begin with.
Yeah.
Tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. Now, I found some interesting notes here. Of those surveyed, 87% of hosts are planning to serve a turkey this year. Also, I thought, well, who grows all these turkeys? Because I know we do here in Missouri.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Well, guess what? Minnesota is the top turkey producing state of all the states. Then comes North Carolina, Arkansas, Virginia, and then Missouri, okay? Together, these states raise more than 2/3 of all America's turkeys. So, like I say, you go down the road, you see a lot of them in these trucks, all right? Now, another interesting thing I thought was kind of unique is that I thought, okay, so what, everybody eats Thanksgiving turkey, right? Well, not necessarily, you know, but here's what they did. There was a poll and they asked, what's the favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal? Turkey was 51%, stuffing 44%, pie 32%, bear in mind it didn't have any of those the first Thanksgiving, potatoes 27%, sweet potatoes 25%, mac and cheese 18%. Now,
mac and cheese isn't a staple.
I don't know if I've ever had mac and cheese at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, not for us.
And like you said, where's the green bean casserole?
That's right. I need some green bean casserole.
I mean, that's necessary. And then, of course, the necessary cranberry sauce. You know, that was 18%. Now, one of the other things they polled people, they said, how many people do you think you'll have this year? And this year, it's actually going to be up from where it was. It was 7 people on average you'd have for Thanksgiving dinner, but this year it's up to 9. Okay, so 2 more people are coming, right? And of the top 5 things that people like best about Thanksgiving, spending time with family, the food, of course. Now, these are not in my order, but the food, relaxing, that's football, you know, you're getting in that stupor after you eat, reflecting on what you're thankful for, and finally, good conversation.
That's
so
right.
There's your list. Okay?
I tell you what.
Basically, that's Thanksgiving for you, folks. And I hope everybody out there has a great Thanksgiving this year.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You bet.
Well, there you have it. Thanksgiving's not all about food. Professor Jim Paisley coming in here letting us know all about the history of Thanksgiving. We have more Happy Hour coming up right after this.
Jennings Insurance Group is your hometown agency giving you control over your choices in healthcare coverage and retirement. We use insurance as a tool to positively impact your life, giving you the peace of mind to handle whatever life throws your way. Our licensed agents are ready to offer you solutions today.
No, now you're switching to chaos. We're gonna record now. You can't switch to chaos.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends. I am Megan Albers. This is Mary Meow Me Tilly. We are in the kitten room at Ozarks Cat and Canine Shelter. This is Hocus, and you have Pocus, correct?
I have Pocus.
All right.
Yes.
Tell me about these sweet babies.
Hocus and Pocus are 4-month-old sisters. And we are not requiring that they get adopted together. We don't have them labeled as a bonded pair, but you know how we always love it when siblings get adopted to the same family and can stay together. So that would be our goal. But these guys are just your basic kitten chaos and cuteness.
Clearly.
Love each other.
They're very fun, very sweet, but they are kittens, so they're very playful.
Definitely.
Yes.
Have a feeling, a lot of times when I come in this room, and especially in the afternoon after things quiet down, everybody that has a sibling in with them, they're all laying in little kitten piles, all snuggled up together. So these guys would be run, chaos, and then probably just collapse in a pile somewhere and crash. Get their cat nap in, and what you looking at, huh? Get their cat nap in and then start it all over again, right?
They are both so fun and so sweet. They're just curious, just checking everything out.
Ow! That is arm there. That is arm you are chewing on.
Never a dull moment, I tell you.
Nope, not when you got a kitten.
No. This is true. I think when I brought my cat home, the first thing he broke was the butter dish. It was just, for some reason, that's just jumped on the counter and there it went. Oh, goodness. So do they have any specific requirements, anything special about them?
No, not with these guys. We are healthy. We have no known medical issues, so there's no restrictions on the vet application or anything like that. Just we'd love to see them go together.
Yeah. They can entertain each other, play, and then just pass out in a little kitty pile.
Chew on things.
Yes, always gotta chew on things.
And that's I will repeat it again, that's the joy of taking home too, is they have built-in playmates.
Yes.
They're gonna chew on each other.
Exactly. Chew on each other, hopefully not you too much.
Play together, nibble on each other. Little bit of kitten chaos, but hopefully not that destructiveness that comes from puppies and kittens being born.
Yes.
Or being
bored.
alone.
Yes, born, whatever. Either way. Yeah, I understood what you were saying. I got you.
Oh,
goodness.
It's my Monday.
Yeah, I feel it. It's a drizzly day today. It's a perfect day to just be curled up and taking a nap. So hopefully the kitties...
With a kitten.
Yes, exactly.
We could nap with a kitten.
With 2 kittens.
Yes. Napping with kittens.
Oh, goodness. So you guys have some fundraisers coming up, correct?
Yes, we do.
Tell me about
now
those.
that tourist season has ended, we are back in the swing with our monthly fundraising events. So we have the second Tuesday of each month is Show Me the Money at Westside Pub in Sunrise Beach. And that is, this next one will be on the 12th.
Okay.
From 5 to 7. And then we have bingo every month. That one is going to be on the 3rd Thursday. So this month that falls on the 21st. And after Reds closed down, we were in a bit of a panic on, who's going to take over our bingo, but we've had one so far with the new location, and it went very well. So those are going to be at Raging Smart Axes in the Laurie Terrace Mall.
Cool. Axe throwing is so fun. It's a blast. And are all of those details on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
All the information is on our website, and we have Facebook events set up that are shared on our page.
Perfect.
So those are going to be updated every month on the occasion that we, depending on what's going on, sometimes we might have to change the date here or there. But calendar of events on the website, I try to keep that updated every week.
Okay.
And with anything new coming up. And then always going to find it on Facebook for certain.
Perfect. That's great. they're just so cute and distracting. I can't handle it. You guys
Don't
are
eat
fun.
The mic. Don't eat the mic.
They do like to eat the mics. That's their favorite thing.
Mm-hmm. It's gourmet.
Yes, gourmet mics. So, of course, I always recommend come on down to the shelter, meet these sweet kittens, hang out with them, hold them, let them chew on you a little bit. It's fun.
And if these colors don't appeal to you, we've got every color under the sun here right now.
Yes, there is no shortage of kittens.
I posted on Facebook the other day that we have a case of Felis overwhelmus.
Felis overwhelmus, yes. Lots of kitties.
Lots and lots of kitties.
And I'll say it's one of my favorite parts of my job, just getting to come down and hang out with the kittens because they're just so sweet and cuddly and cute and playful. And it's an immediate serotonin boost. So if you're interested in adopting these 2, I highly recommend them. They're very fun, very cuddly. This one's been purring the entire time.
Yep, I think if you're wanting a pair, this is a great pair.
Yeah, they're a perfect pair. Yes.
Are you perfect?
Perfect, yes.
Perfect.
Go to the website, ozarkscatandcanine.com, apply to adopt, and also check out their calendar of events to figure out how to support them at their various fundraisers. And, of course, you can always give there if you want to as well, which is always nice because this is a nonprofit. They do operate on donations, so they need as much help as possible. And we should probably put these guys back in their cage before they get too chaotic over here. They're just too fun. All right. Thanks again, Mary. It's always fun and chaotic with you.
Especially when we're in here.
Yes, exactly. That does it for another Furry Friends.
Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour this week, presented by Jennings Insurance Group. I want to say thanks to the guests that we had on the show, Becki, Jennings, also Professor Paisley, and those kittens, Hocus and Pocus. Always a fun time on that Furry Friends. Don't forget, join us next week right here on Lake TV and right here on Happy Hour. Another fantastic show coming your way. We'll see you then.